Hi, welcome to Be Wise with Strata. My name's Scott Bellaby. I'm the Managing Director for Strata, and this is our second Be Wise with Strata info session. Today we're going to be talking about the management agreement. It's interesting that it's always a difficult topic to raise between a lot of the time between the owners and the strata manager. However, we want to be as transparent as we possibly can with the management agreement and do try and highlight some of the differences that you will now see between the old management agreement and the new management agreement. SCA WA spent considerable time with Mark Atkinson drafting the management agreement. We would strongly encourage all strata companies use the SCA agreement. It's been reviewed by other lawyers on the board and within the association, so we are very confident that it does comply with the new reforms. Saying that, it does come with a lot more onerous responsibility, not just on the strata manager, but also on the council of owners and also on the strata company. So the things that we would like to really point out to you is, I guess starting from the front, is the requirement that we have a representative, a strata company representative, and unfortunately, we will require that an owner, and probably either the chair or the secretary of the strata company put their name on the contract. We would like as much detail as we possibly can, with regards to address, contact number, and email. Noting that if you are uncomfortable around providing all of that detail, then as a minimum we would like to see an email address for the representative. One of the big things within the new agreement is there needs to be a lot more transparency around commissions and any conflicts that the strata manager may have. There was an inquiry by the ACCC into the insurance industry, and one of the feedback that came back was that the strata manager should not go direct to the insurer with regards to getting the commission. As a result, at Strata, we entered into a principal partner relationship with BCB, who now work within our offices 1 day a week and are able to offer a far better service to our owners in that we can go to a broader section of the insurer market. We can really work hard to get you a better fee through BCB as our brokers and your brokers. We are able to better process and fast track claims. BCB, Nick Swallow, the principal for the broker firm, sits in our office 1 day a week and works very closely with the strata manager on any insurance items that may need addressing with the strata company. So that's certainly a benefit. But within the management agreement, you'll see a section there under the agreed services which talks to the commissions. Now, every strata management company has its own relationships, and therefore the contract's done its best to try and cover the whole industry. But you will see some change into the wording around there, given these differences in how each management business does or it has its relationship with the insurers. So just be aware they won't be uniform, and there needs to be some transparency around what that commission is. And it's important to note that the reason why strata managers do get a commission is arguably they are the first point of call for all owners in a crisis. If there is a severe leak and the building is flooding, the first person they call is often the strata manager. So the strata manager will always be at the forefront when it comes to dealing with emergencies and the claims and the renewal process, because they know the building better than most. So I've always been a strong advocate for the commissions. With the inquiry now into the insurance industry, that relationship now needs an intermediary, and that's how we've approached it with Strata. The other important thing to note with regards to the management agreement is you have an agreed fee, which will be the management fee, and then there are additional service fees. Within the front of the contract, the additional service fees highlight the hourly rates of the staff within the office. You'll have a strata manager, senior strata manager, maybe the principal or director, accounts team and other admin staff. They may all have a differing hourly rate. So that will all be listed there. So it's rare that you would see a contract which is all-inclusive. I know some purport to have an all-inclusive contract, but ultimately it's, there is an agreed fee and there will be always additional services which the strata manager is more than willing to provide, but in most cases would charge. Certainly at B Strata we have highlighted all of our additional fees and charges. We highlight hourly rates at the front and other compliance charges, but also at the back of the contract we have a detailed list of fees and charges, so there isn't any surprises later on down the track when we do undertake any additional services on behalf of the owners. The other important aspects of the contract, there is a detailed requirement around privacy and document retention. Certainly, with B Strata, we only partner with Australian-owned and operated companies. We don't outsource any of our services overseas. So all of your documents are safe and are subject to Australian privacy requirements. So, you can have peace of mind there. There's also important to note that we actually have a positive obligation to retain all of your documents for 7 years, even after we hand over. So be aware that most contracts would probably have a handover fee. So always look for the handover fee within the contract. It needs to be reasonable. The aim of the handover fee is really to be reflective of the time that goes into preparing the documents for handover, ensuring that you do have, the strata manager you engage has a detailed handover checklist. We don't just hand over the records to a courier. We have had requests that we hand over records to couriers. We just won't do it. There's an expectation that the strata manager that we hand over to will turn up, go through all the documents, will tick off under each section and sign off that they've received the documents. Your books and records are important to us and they will remain part of our records for 7 years. So there is a fee, and there is so therefore there is an expectation that it's not an immediate parting of ways, because we'll always be there to support the strata company for up to 7 years after handover. Within the new legislation, there's actually now a reporting requirement for strata managers. So have a look within the contract to see what reports the strata manager will provide for the annual general meeting. It's somewhat ambiguous what the Act is stipulating here. Certainly within our agreement, we will provide a detailed income and expenditure statement. We will provide a detailed itemised list of all the work orders and quotes that we've prepared over the years. And we'll also provide a detailed list of all the additional services we've provided over and above the agreed services. So look for what's in the agreement around the required reporting requirements. Certainly, the contract's there to be as transparent as possible. Don't be afraid to speak to your strata manager about any concerns or questions you may have. They need to understand what the agreement is about as much as you do. So always raise your questions if you've got anything there. So over the coming months, our priority is going to be sitting down with our council of owners, discussing the management contract with each of the councillors and owners that want to participate. ensuring that there aren't any concerns or questions there, and working hard to get the contracts re-signed so that we're in a position to support you as from 1 November and make sure that you're able to meet your obligations and requirements under the new legislation. I'm more than happy to come out and meet with each of our council of owners. The invites there, I'm really keen to get to know who is on all the council of owners for the strata companies that we manage. I'm really looking forward to being able to offer my expertise, talk about the reforms, talk about the obligations for the council of owners and the strata company, putting a plan in place for the strata company over the next 12, 24 months, the next 10 years. We're there to assist and guide you as much as we possibly can, and really build on that collaborative relationship with each of our owners. So over the coming months, your strata manager will be in contact. I will be in contact as well with a lot of our council of owners, because we're keen to put in an effective plan for each of the schemes we manage, and really want to work closely with you on making sure that you are complying and that we have a proactive plan going forward for our strata companies. So thank you for joining us with Be Wise with Be Strata. The next info session we're going to look to deliver will be on the 10-year maintenance plans. So stay tuned for that. Thank you and stay safe.